My pearl of wisdom is hold space for others to thrive. As I reflect on my leadership journey and what insights I might share with you, one image persistently surfaced when I pictured my pearl of wisdom. Strangely, I could see myself plopping down at a lunch table next to whomever was there. I couldn't grasp why this image resonated so strongly, as it seemed utterly unleader-like, certainly not resume material. Actively sits for lunch isn't exactly a portfolio enhancer, even with random selfies. Yet I've always made a deliberate effort to pull myself away from my classroom or desk, seeking out colleagues in the cafeteria or courtyard to share a meal. My own teenage kids might roll their eyes and exclaim, "That's so uncool, Mom. You're in their space. That's kind of weird." And yes, they are probably right. But I would argue that I discovered over time that rather than being in their space, I was holding space. These simple lunchtime chats unlocked insights into summer plans, ailing family members, future professional goals, exciting projects, student successes, and the small anecdotal moments of a teacher's day, whether hilarious, frustrating, or encouraging. I believe that teaching brings together a strange fellowship of humanity on a daily basis, and I began to wonder if my lunch soirees might actually be a leadership style. Indeed, a recent Forbes leadership article stated, quote, "Holding space means granting permission for people to show up as they are, requiring acts of compassion and non-judgment." Perhaps my daily practice had been a leadership practice all along. With this practice, I began to realize that I was becoming more familiar with the needs and aspirations of my colleagues. I could begin to hone this practice without the presence of food, as I became more aware of the body language of my colleagues and when they wanted the time to speak, think, and feel without interruption or judgment. I unintentionally have a bright-colored chair near my office desk where colleagues frequently gravitated towards this cozy spot, and I would see my cue to pause, turn, and hold space, as I realized my role wasn't to fix or advise, but often just to be there. I observed this practice tangibly manifesting for my small office of colleagues. We began to welcome new colleagues, developing a clear vision and mission for our burgeoning social sciences department. It expanded from 5 to 11 members within 3 years. Student enrollment in our courses grew rapidly, and we internalized the value of what we were creating. The space I helped cultivate paved the way for empowering these teams to grow, learn, and develop their leadership. In a large school where the pace of change can sometimes be glacial, we started to experiment, thinking outside the box, and celebrate both our successes and failures as a department. The space I was creating for others to build trust and collaboration now extended far beyond my initial scope in ways I hadn't envisioned or mapped out. This next year, I'm moving into a new position as the upper school instructional coach and service learning coordinator. I feel confident that my ability to hold space and guide has been honed by those school lunches and my time as head of department. A few weeks ago, we had an end-of-year farewell at my home with our department. I should preface this by saying we are a very serious bunch. We teach global politics, U.S. government, theory of knowledge, AP seminar. I've been in a school for a hot minute. I'm sure you know the stereotypes about teachers like us. It's okay. I accept it's probably true. We take ourselves very seriously. But at my home, we picked up our guitars, drums, jumped on the piano, and played handheld instruments that I'm sure were temporarily stolen from the lower school music department to sing a song for a retiring faculty member. Our voices were in unison, but even more important, I sensed a syncopation with our goals that had never been present before. We were vulnerable, yet we were thriving. And I believe as I transition into my new role, my colleagues have mastered holding space for each other, building a community that empowers each one of them to thrive. My pearl of wisdom is hold space for others to thrive.